Hey, I'm Paul.
And I'm Leanne.
And over here at Sargeant Farms, starting out with our first real project today. Last time was a lot of talking. Thank you guys for bearing through that one. This time, I think we'll maybe
There'll still be a lot of talking.
Yeah, it'll be.
Yeah.
Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start out with a project that we've had in mind for a while. We've left it alone. It's the forgotten patch. So it's forgotten for us. It's new to everybody else. And what are we gonna do?
We're going to be working in an area that actually has a lot of weeds in it because we're thinking about probably just everybody who probably has a patch of land that's maybe a little small patch even that just has like grass or some weeds in it that you don't really know what to do with, and how to clear it and then make some use out of it, turn it into something more than just grass or weeds and make it into something maybe you can eat. Yeah, or something pretty, but in this case, we'll be working on something that we can eat.
Yeah,
so.
We'll do flowers eventually, but I think we're gonna start out with vegetables first because that's my love, my heart. If I'm gonna first of all, vegetables do flowers, so it's a kind of a double win.
You get both.
Plant something, bring the bees, eat the food, watch the flower, then the seed. Okay, we'll catch you more on that one later.
So we're gonna begin by clearing out some weeds, and here we go.
Yeah, let's get started. It just rained last night and then the night before and most days this week, so this is going to be easier for me. If it didn't rain for you and you've got some pretty impacted clay soil, you're going to have to work a little harder. You can use a hand shovel, a hand trowel. We'll go over all the tools in a different video, but right now I've got a trenching shovel. If you don't have one that's got anything that has a little bit of a point to it, is going to work out for you. This guy's got a nice little pointed spade. So I'm not going to clear out everything because you can tell there's some sweet peas here and I love that they're coming up on their own, but this is dandelion. I love dandelion. It's medicinal, it's beautiful, the bees love it, but I have a lot of it. So this is the area I'm going to focus on, and then I'm going to free up this dirt and yeah, let's dig in. Get that guy right there and grab him by the end, and then come on, muscles.
Oh my goodness,
the whole thing. Get the whole,
get real good. Oh, can I see it? Can I see that? Oh my gosh.
Okay. Well, let's go toss that.
Show me real close.
Walk up to Mama and just show
Let
her.
me look at that. Thanks for helping. Oh my goodness. Okay, so once you've removed all of the weeds from the area, something good to do too is actually to get really deep down into the soil and really just turn it over. And that way you can give the plants extra room for their roots to grow. It's important to dig down deep and open up the soil so you have more aeration and drainage. And I think I saw a little grub in here, but I lost him.
The important step. So I'm going to go ahead and just probably beat on this a little bit. Oh, that sounds really mean. I shouldn't do that. I'm so sorry. This is a brand that I use. Nothing in any of our videos is going to be sponsored. I'll throw that out there. If we do down the road, I'll tell you. But right now, I'm just telling you what works. So it's G&B Organics. It's pure compost. Pure compost you don't really use a lot in the garden, but when you're about to amend clay, something with very little actual nutrition for the amount of nutrition that these plants are going to be able to need to take up right away and the amount of growth they're going to do when they're a seedling, I like to amend it with pure compost. So I also sometimes will add a little sand. We don't have sand right now, so I'm not going to be showing that part, but it's just something that adds with drainage. We have perlite. You guys can use gravel, you can use sand, you can use pumice, you can use a lot of different things. Perlite is just like a volcanic, light, toughy kind of rock. And what we're got our perlite right here, and these are going to go into the area that we've prepped, and then we'll dig our hole and actually plant our seedling, and we'll go from there. So, okay, here we go. Let's mix. Basically, once everything's pretty thoroughly mixed, getting perlite and compost down low, then what we're doing is making sure that when the roots get longer and extend from the seedling and it starts turning into a bigger plant, you're going to have something to dip into, they're going to have something to eat. So if you spread it all along the surface, that can still work for you because watering will push nutrients down as the water goes over the compost. But I always think I've had a lot of success when there's something waiting, so that way when the plants are able to extend their roots down, and they'll have like a little meal, in about a month from now. So that's always been really helpful for me.
So today we're going to be planting butternut squash. We decided to do that because we have a lot of space for the plant to grow. That's something to think about when you're planting, is the spacing that you're going to have between the plants. Some plants can handle being really close to each other. With butternut squash, it's better to give it a little bit more room. So I'm going to start by taking it out. It did rain last night, so I don't technically have to do this, but I'm going to show you guys anyway. So I'm just kind of squeezing the back of this lightly because I want to loosen up the soil from the container. Okay, and to be really gentle with this. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is, what you could do is you could just take regular water from the hose. In our case, we actually do rainwater collection, and so I had a bucket of water right here. So what you want to do, especially if the roots are dry, is to just dunk it in, let it get a little drink. And that's just going to make it do a lot better once it gets transplanted, because it's going through a little bit of a shock right now to go through this. Another thing I do is I kind of break up the bottom of the roots a little bit, really softly, gently. I'm just trying to help them out so they're getting ready to stretch out in that soil. So we kind of pre-dug a hole right here, and then I'm just going to drop it in gently. I actually think it needs, we're going to do a little bit, I'm going to add a little bit of soil to this. There we go. And I'm just going to gently cover it. There we go. Not too high. Get the plant some room. And there we go. So, yeah. And the soil is really good for your hands, too. Makes you feel good. Get in touch with the earth a little bit. So, yeah. It's fun.
1, 2, 3.
Okay, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you joining us in the garden. And
There's 2 lizards trying to have sex over there. Look at that. They're so cute.
Nature. Thank you everyone for joining us. It was so fun to spend time in the garden with you and planting some plants.
Okay, I hope everyone wants to go get their hands dirty now. I know that was a simple start to gardening, but I feel like we all have to have a simple start, and sometimes the simple things are the best things. So get in there, get your seedlings in.
Simplify.
And it's the time, the season's right. It just rained. Everyone's got loose soil in California. If you're somewhere else, it might have rained for you too. And stay tuned for what?
Stay tuned for more.
Yeah, more.
Let's do this.
All right, let's go.
Like and subscribe, and let us know if there's anything special you want to see in the comments.